What's going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love? My name is Jamal Pope, aka J Phoenix, and this is going to be your daily tarot and astrology reading for Hump Day, Wednesday, August 28th of 2024. Thank you so much for joining me on this Hump Day. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful week so far. Let's go ahead and hop into the cards, see what the planets and the stars are doing, their celestial dance in the sky, so we can see how you can be better prepared to navigate these weird, crazy, auspicious times with Neptune at the end of Pisces and Pluto getting ready to go back to Capricorn. Let's see what we got going on today. I have the Knight of Cups upright. The Knight of Cups upright. So I like this card. It's actually one of my favorite cards in the deck. This is going for the Holy Grail card. That's usually what I call this, going for the Holy Grail. It's about having, this is the knight, because the knights are all about taking action, and this they also are given a mission. This is a mission that is definitely more so emotional based, being that this is cups, but it's also, from the place of like intuition, like where we're being guided to do. In this deck, it shows an individual swimming with this dolphin. Of course, dolphins are highly intelligent creatures. So, like I said, this does speak to one's intuition and taking actions that are more intuitively guided. What is our gut telling us to do, right? Let's see what else we have. Well, we have the Page of Gemstones as well. So we get the Page and the Knight in the same drawing. It's definitely going to be an emotionally charged day, I would say, especially considering the fact that we do have this moon in Cancer today, which is going to be adding to it. Not only that, but we do have some major aspects happening that include Neptune. So that's definitely going to bring things up much more when it comes to that. And that, of course, is the Venus that is going to be in opposition to Neptune today. So we'll see right here after midnight, we do have the moon here at 27 degrees of Gemini. It will finish up in Gemini over the night. In Europe, this would be your early morning. We'll see that moon in Gemini finish up here, and of course it will square Neptune and it will square Venus. So we do get the mutable square, of course, right? Mars will not quite get to the mutable square. We're kind of feeling it with the Mars. It's kind of bubbling up, but Mars will not reach that because Venus is moving faster than Mars at this point, meaning that Venus will shift into Libra before Mars can even get to that 29th degree. Now, the moon's going to go into Cancer. It's going to definitely feel better about being in Cancer. That's its home place. But there is some pressure here. There is a pressure valve that is going to be released here. We would think that the moon going into its home sign, it would feel better. Well, the problem with that is the fact that we will see Mercury station today, and it will go direct, and we will see Venus here in Virgo make an opposition to Neptune in Pisces. Why is this important? Well, Venus doesn't like to be in Virgo. It'd much rather be in Pisces, where it can be the pearl and the clam and be adored and be beautiful. When Venus is in Virgo, she's doing hard work, she's doing labor, she has her hands in the dirt, she's actually like in the trenches, she's harvesting when she's in Virgo, right? When she goes into Libra, she'll be able to enjoy the fruits of that harvest. Right now, she's harvesting. It's also about whether or not we can receive the reality that is facing us. And Neptune in Pisces is distorting that reality. Whether I would say mainly through media and different things of that nature. So not only are we going to be more emotionally focused on the things that make us feel comfortable with the moon being in Cancer and emotionally secure, right? We are also going to be dealing with the fact that a lot of people cannot accept the reality that they are facing, whether it's on a personal level within relationships or Virgo-like matters. So maybe health can come up here too. Maybe issues with pets can come up here because it's the sixth house, or just your general service to humanity. service to other people. That's also Virgo. That's also sixth house. the areas that we need to clean up in our life and looking at the finer details, people are having difficulty accepting this reality. So it's a lot easier to escape. What makes it even more difficult is, like I said, Neptune is in its domicile. It's in the place that it rules. And Venus is in its fall. So Venus is not going to have a good time here. This is when we have to have the courage and the emotional fortitude to be able to accept the reality, but know that we don't have to just lay down and take it. If we want to actually make a change, we can actually do it. But it's going to be a little bit harder considering the fact that the moon is going to be in a place where it wants to feel more comfortable. So people aren't really going to be wanting to face the music. Venus in Virgo opposing Neptune and Pisces is having to face the music. You see Mercury, you saw it went from red to black. So Mercury, of course, now is going to be stationing direct. The other thing that we have going on here is the fact that we do have the moon, which will square the nodes today as well. South node, of course, is in Libra. North node is over there in Aries. So that's an interesting thing about this, is that emotionally we're going to be kind of caught between whether or not we are going to go back to trying to make compromises that aren't really good for either party, or if we're going to go the more Aries routes and be bold and put ourselves out there and take action. That's where it's all about. That's what makes the most sense. So that's the weird thing about this Venus, is that Venus has not really felt the best coming into Libra this year and last year because it's had to deal with the South Node. Venus has been kind of going through it whenever she comes into a sign that she enjoys, except for Taurus. But she had to deal with Uranus, right? So that's why it's so hard for people to, because Venus is the way that we open up. It's not just the planet of love and relationships. It's about how we open up and receive and accept things, right? That's why it's so hard for people to accept things right now. It's because Venus is not having a good time. Venus has not been having a good time. It'll feel a little bit better once it goes into Libra, but it's also with the South Node, right? So I think Wednesday is definitely going to feel like a hump day. I think it's going to feel like a day where we kind of have to get over a hump, especially emotionally. I think the biggest challenges of the day is whether or not we can connect, to ourselves in an emotionally intelligent way and not get lost in the sauce. With this card too, I like the fact that the dolphin is here, because dolphins communicate with the echolocation. This is one of those moments where it's like, how good is your like, the way that you communicate emotionally. Some people are just wear their emotions at their face and they can't really help it, right? But how good are you when it comes to that emotional communication? How good are you at communicating your emotions in general? Especially now that Mercury is back online and it is in Leo, people are going to be feeling more fired up. And a lot of the things that people have been going back to the drawing board and learning and thinking of, now with Mercury and Leo coming direct, you're about to see people pop off. It's like, this is what I really been thinking. This is how I really see things and stuff. And people are just going to it's going to be like word vomit. Just like, blah, 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 blah. Like it's going to be wild to see that, right? Now, I think it's going to be, and today's just the first day of it too. So we may see some interesting things. I think because Venus is opposing Neptune, I would not be surprised if we see some kind of event that tries to, pull on people's heartstrings, especially with the moon in Cancer as well. It either pulls on people's heartstrings or tries to whisk people into a certain direction and believe a certain thing. And you're going to have people get really fired up about it and really try to speak the Mercury just went direct. So there's going to be a lot of people that are just going to be, like I said, word vomiting and trying to say everything they need to say. But that is the sort of illusion of this Mercury retrograde, is that it's still going to be in shadow. So it's like there's still more to be revealed, and there's still going to be more facts that are going to come through. So, but people are going to kind of jump the gun a little bit. That's why I think this is a day where we need to be intuitive and we need to be emotionally intelligent to not jump the gun, because there are going to be triggers. There's going to be triggers all over this day, and we need to learn how to navigate those triggers. We may have an opinion on some things, but to just jump the gun before we even have any, before we have the full picture, because we're not going to have the full picture here. It's going to be, like, if you try to jump the gun before you have the full picture, you're not gonna have a good time. I'm just gonna be real with you guys. You're not gonna have a good time. It's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be challenging because we're not in Kansas anymore, and we have to accept the reality that we're not in Kansas anymore. So I have the Ace of Bows upright. This is new information. That's a good thing. New information, new thoughts. Something is coming through. How are you going to respond and react to whatever it is that's about to drop? Change the scenery. This card came up again. This card's come up quite a bit. We'll see what the top card was. Reclaim your art. Change the scenery and reclaim your art. I like this. This feels like it's a homage to the past. This feels like it's like going back to basics. And maybe that's why the Page of Cups is here. It's like maybe we are that Knight of Cups that's like emotionally charged and ready to fight for a cause or ready to do something. But maybe we have to kind of go back to the Page of Cups on like what inspired us in the first place. You know, it's kind of like, this is a dumb example, but it's like, because I always use Pokemon as an example, and because this is Cups, I'm going to use Water Pokemon. It's like a Wartortle reminiscing on the days when it was a Squirtle, you know? And reminiscing on like some of the battles that Squirtle went through, and reminiscing on some of the, you know, I guess challenges it went through as a Squirtle, as a basic stage Pokemon, right? And maybe today's one of those days where maybe we kind of forgot why we did something. And the Mercury coming direct is sort of like that light bulb, especially being in Leo's like, oh, wait, that's why I did that. And of course, Leo's dealing with passion and love and creativity and stuff. So it could be a good idea to maybe revive a passion project, revive a creative project of yours. That's going to probably be the best way to respond to whatever story that comes out today, that with the Venus opposed Neptune and then the moon squaring the nodes, whatever like that, some type of story is going to come out that's going to try and get you off track. It's about coming back to your creative center, and that's going to be the most important thing. So the way that we change the scenery, the way that we change the vibration or maintain our vibrational sovereignty, is by reclaiming your art and remembering why you even started this in the first place. That's going to do it for your hump day tarot and astrology forecast for this August 28th of 2024. I trust that this message will assist you on your journey today. But y'all take care, stay blessed, have a wonderful day, and I will see you all very, very soon. Of course, the Cosmic Convergence will be coming out. I'm probably going to be doing that like around noon or so. So definitely tune in for that, because we got a big week ahead of us. So y'all take care. See y'all soon. Peace.